The United States conducted a military operation to capture Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro, removing him from power in a rapid strike that combined stealth aircraft, special operations forces, and overwhelming firepower. The operation involved airstrikes to suppress defenses, a special forces raid to capture Maduro at his compound, and extraction under fire back to American custody. This is every vehicle the United States used in the Venezuela operation. Air superiority fighters. F-22, a Raptor. The F-22 Raptor established air dominance over Venezuela before anything else happened. These stealth fighters flew combat air patrols at altitudes Venezuelan radar couldn't track, hunting for enemy aircraft and surface-to-air missile sites. The Raptor combines stealth with supercruise, sustained supersonic flight without afterburners, allowing it to reach threats anywhere in Venezuelan airspace within minutes. The jet's AN/APG-77 radar tracks multiple targets simultaneously while the Raptor remains invisible. If Venezuelan Su-30 flankers or F-16 fighters scrambled to intercept American aircraft, Raptors would destroy them with AIM-120 AMRAAM missiles from beyond visual range. Venezuelan pilots wouldn't see what killed them. The F-22's mission is simple: ensure nothing hostile flies. In this operation, Raptors cleared the sky, allowing strike aircraft and helicopters to operate without aerial threats. Multirole stealth fighters. F-35A Lightning II. The F-35A functioned as flying sensor platforms that mapped Venezuelan defenses and shared targeting data across the entire force. These stealth fighters detect radar emissions from surface-to-air missile systems, identify their exact locations, and transmit coordinates to other aircraft. The F-35's distributed aperture system provides 360-degree infrared coverage, detecting missile launches and threats from any direction. In the Venezuela operation, F-35 flew ahead of strike packages, suppressing air defenses by destroying radar sites and SAM batteries with small diameter bombs and JDM precision weapons. They also jammed communications and created electronic warfare effects that blinded Venezuelan command networks. The F-35 doesn't just attack, it creates a digital picture of the battlefield that every other platform uses. F-35B Lightning II. The B variant operates from amphibious assault ships positioned offshore, eliminating dependence on land bases that Venezuela might target with ballistic missiles. The F-35B takes off from short runways using thrust vectoring and lands vertically like a Harrier. In this operation, F-35Bs from USS Wasp or USS America conducted strikes against coastal air defense sites and provided close air support for naval forces. They launched from international waters, struck targets inside Venezuela, and returned. To ships, the entire operation conducted without touching foreign soil. The short takeoff vertical landing capability gives commanders flexibility that conventional fighters can't match. Carrier strike fighters. F-18E Super Hornet. Once air defenses were suppressed, F-18 Super Hornets from carrier air wings conducted precision strikes across Venezuela. These twin-engine fighters carry up to 8 tons of weapons, including JDAM-guided bombs, AGM-88 harm anti-radiation missiles, and AIM-9 sidewinders for self-defense. Super Hornets hit command bunkers, military bases, and communication facilities. They also flew combat air patrols, protecting the carrier strike group from threats. The Super Hornet is the Navy's workhorse, reliable, versatile, and proven through decades of carrier operations. In high-intensity operations, Super Hornets conduct multiple sorties per day, launching from catapults and trapping on carrier decks in conditions that would ground land-based aircraft. Electronic warfare aircraft. EA-18G Growler. The Growler attacked Venezuelan radar systems electronically, jamming air defenses and communications to create chaos in enemy networks. When Venezuelan S-300 or Buck-SAM batteries activated their radars, Growlers detected the emissions and either jammed them with noise or fired AGM-88 harm missiles that followed radar beams back to their source and destroyed the systems. The Growler also jammed military radio frequencies, preventing Venezuelan forces from coordinating response. Electronic warfare doesn't destroy targets visibly. It creates confusion, breaks communication, and blinds sensors. Venezuelan commanders couldn't see American aircraft approaching or coordinate defensive actions because Growlers controlled the electromagnetic spectrum. Strategic bombers. B-1, B-Lancer. The B-1 Lancer delivered overwhelming firepower against hardened Venezuelan military facilities early in the operation. This supersonic bomber carries up to 75,000 pounds of precision weapons in 3 internal bomb bays. B-1Bs, launched from DS Air Force Base in Texas, refueled over the Caribbean and struck air defense sites and command bunkers with JDM 2,000-pound bombs and AGM-158 JSSM cruise missiles. The Lancer flies at low altitude using terrain-following radar to avoid detection, then climbs to release weapons from standoff range. A single B-1 can destroy dozens of targets in one mission. Venezuelan defenses faced simultaneous attacks from multiple directions as Lancers released weapons salvos that overwhelmed point defenses. Airborne Command and Control, E-2D Hawkeye. The E-2D coordinated every aircraft in Venezuelan airspace from its airborne radar platform. This carrier-based turboprop features a rotating radar dome that tracks hundreds of targets simultaneously out to ranges exceeding 550 kilometers. The Hawkeye sees everything: fighters, bombers, helicopters, missiles, ships. Controllers aboard the E-2 directed F-22s to intercept threats, guided strike aircraft to targets, managed aerial refueling, and deconflicted airspace to prevent friendly aircraft from interfering with each other. In complex operations with dozens of aircraft operating simultaneously, the Hawkeye prevents chaos by maintaining the tactical picture and directing assets in real time. Unmanned surveillance. RQ-170 Sentinel. The RQ-170 stealth drone conducted deep reconnaissance over Venezuela before and during the operation without being detected. This flying wing design uses the same stealth technology as the B-2 bomber, allowing it to penetrate defended airspace at high altitude while remaining invisible to radar. The Sentinel carries advanced sensors including synthetic aperture radar and electro-optical cameras that provide detailed imagery of targets below. In the Venezuela operation, RQ-170s likely tracked Maduro's movements, identified security forces at his compound, and monitored air defense positions. The drone that surveilled Osama bin Laden's compound before the raid was an RQ-170. Its presence over Venezuela indicates the operation's importance. MQ-9 Reaper. The MQ-9 Reaper provided persistent overwatch throughout the operation with its 27-hour endurance. These drones orbited over Venezuela continuously, providing real-time video to commanders and tracking vehicle movements. The Reaper carries Hellfire missiles and 500-pound GBU-12 laser-guided bombs, allowing it to strike targets of opportunity. During the operation, Reapers monitored roads for Venezuelan reinforcements, watched Maduro's compound before the assault, and provided overwatch for special operations forces during extraction. The MQ-9's ability to loiter for an entire day while relaying live video makes it invaluable for sustained operations. Special Operations Helicopters. MH-47G Chinook. The MH-47G inserted assault teams at Maduro's location under cover of darkness. Operated by the 160th Special Operations Aviation Regiment, the Night Stalkers, these heavy-lift helicopters carry up to 33 combat-loaded operators with equipment. The MH-47 features terrain-following radar, infrared suppression systems to reduce heat signature, and defensive countermeasures against missiles. Chinooks flew nap of the Earth at extremely low altitude, following terrain contours to avoid radar detection. They inserted Delta Force or SEAL Team 6 operators at the compound, then extracted them along with Maduro after the raid. The MH-47 can fly hundreds of kilometers into hostile territory, conduct the mission, and return without refueling. MH-60 Direct Action Penetrator. The MH-60 DAP provided fire support during insertion and extraction. This heavily armed Black Hawk variant mounts M134 miniguns, GAU 1950 caliber Gatling guns, and Hydra 70 rocket pods. The DAP also carries AGM-114 Hellfire missiles for destroying vehicles and fortifications. During the raid, DAPs likely suppressed security forces at the compound, engaged Venezuelan quick reaction forces attempting to interfere, and provided covering fire during extraction. The Direct Action Penetrator exists to support special operations with overwhelming firepower. It's a flying gunship that can destroy anything threatening ground forces. UH-60M Black Hawk. The UH-60M transported command elements, backup assault teams, and quick reaction force personnel. These utility helicopters don't carry the specialized equipment of MH-60 variants, but provide reliable transport for troops and equipment. Black Hawks likely staged at forward operating locations, ready to insert reinforcements if the primary assault force encountered resistance beyond what was expected. UH-60's reliability and versatility make it the standard utility helicopter across all American military branches. Attack helicopters. AH-64, E Apache, AH-64. Apache attack helicopters provided armed overwatch during the most dangerous phases of the operation. The Apache carries 16 Hellfire missiles, 76 Hydra rockets, and an M230 30mm chain gun. Its longbow radar detects and tracks multiple targets simultaneously, allowing it to engage armored vehicles, fortifications, and personnel. Apaches likely orbited near the objective, ready to destroy Venezuelan armored vehicles or military units that attempted to interfere with the raid. The Apache's sensors can detect threats in complete darkness, and its weapons can destroy them from kilometers away. For special operations forces on the ground, knowing Apaches are overhead provides enormous confidence. Anything that threatens them gets destroyed immediately. Support and refueling aircraft. MC-130J Commando 2. The MC-130J refueled helicopters in flight, extending their range beyond normal limits. Special operations missions often occur hundreds of kilometers from friendly bases, requiring in-flight refueling to reach objectives. The MC-130 trails a hose that helicopters connect to, transferring fuel while both aircraft fly in formation. This allowed MH-47s and MH-60s to reach deep into Venezuela, conduct the raid, and return without landing in hostile territory. The Commando 2 also provides forward arming and refueling points, carrying extra weapons and ammunition for helicopters during sustained operations. KC-135 Stratotanker. The KC-135 refueled fighters and bombers, enabling extended combat air patrols and long-range strike missions. F-22s and F-35s conducting air superiority missions over Venezuela required refueling every few hours to maintain patrols. B-1 Lancers flying from Texas needed multiple refuelings during their round-trip missions. The Stratotanker orbited in safe airspace over the Caribbean, meeting aircraft at scheduled times to transfer fuel through boom or probe and drogue systems. Without aerial refueling, sustained air operations over distant targets would be impossible. KC-46 Pegasus. The newer KC-46 provides advanced refueling capability with better defensive systems and more fuel capacity than the KC-135. The Pegasus can refuel both boom-equipped aircraft like F-22s and probe-equipped aircraft like FA-18s simultaneously. Its sophisticated defensive systems protect against surface-to-air missiles, allowing it to operate closer to contested airspace. The KC-46 supported stealth aircraft and modern fighters during the most intensive periods of air operations. Combat Search and Rescue. HC-130. J Combat King 2. The HC-130J stood ready to recover downed aircrew or isolated operators if anything went wrong. This specialized C-130 variant carries refueling capability for helicopters, defensive weapons, and pararescue jumpers trained in combat medicine. The Combat King can fly into hostile territory, land on rough terrain, recover personnel, and extract under fire. During high-risk operations, having dedicated personnel, recovery aircraft positioned nearby ensures that downed pilots or isolated operators won't be abandoned. HH-60W Jolly Green 2. The HH-60W combat rescue helicopter extracts injured personnel from hostile territory under fire. This new variant replaces aging HH-60 Pave Hawks with better armor, defensive systems, and range. Pararescue teams aboard carry advanced medical equipment and can provide trauma care during flight back to surgical facilities. The Jolly Green 2 likely staged near Venezuelan airspace, ready to recover anyone who needed emergency extraction. Naval vessels. USS Iwo Jima. The USS Iwo Jima, or a similar Wasp-class amphibious assault ship, served as a mobile airbase off the Venezuelan coast. These 844-foot ships carry F-35B fighters, AH-1 attack helicopters, MV-22 Ospreys, and CH-53 heavy-lift helicopters. The amphibious assault ship also embarks over 1,800 Marines with their equipment, ready for ground operations if required. Positioned in international waters, the ship provided aviation support without requiring permission to use foreign bases. The ship's well deck can launch landing craft and amphibious vehicles if the operation expanded to include ground forces. Arleigh Burke-class destroyers. Arleigh Burke-class guided missile destroyers protected the carrier strike group, and amphibious ships with layered air defense. These 9,000-ton warships carry 90 vertical launch cells loaded with SM-2, SM-3, and SM-6 surface-to-air missiles for shooting down aircraft and ballistic missiles. Their SPY-1 Aegis radar tracks hundreds of targets simultaneously. If Venezuela launched ballistic missiles at American ships or attempted air attacks, Burke-class destroyers would intercept them. The destroyers also carry Tomahawk cruise missiles. If required, they could strike targets deep inside Venezuela with precision weapons launched from hundreds of kilometers away.